Today, I want to talk about how we choose and discern between different tools to help regulate our nervous system when we're dysregulated. So, there's a lot of tools out there, there's a lot of pop psychology and different trends of things that will help soothe your nervous system. These can be things like sound baths, meditation, breath work, vagal nerve resets. There's all sorts of information floating around on what to do when your nervous system is overexcitable or in the sympathetic. And we want to bring it back to the parasympathetic so it can rest and restore and recover. And so today I want to tell you two different terms that might help you decide which forms of nervous system regulation would be most helpful for you. So I want to teach you two terms. The first is called interoception and the second exteroception. When we're looking at interoception, we're looking at all of the internal signals in our body that tell us what's going on internally. So these are things like experiencing hunger, temperature change. This could be like tiredness or pain. It's any sensor inside your body that's telling you what's happening internally. But for someone who has hyper interoception, maybe they're extremely aware of their own heartbeat or the breath. This can actually feel anxiety producing when we tune into it. So someone who's anxious and whose thoughts are running wild, it might not be the best solution to tell them to just breathe or pay attention to their breath or do some breath work. That stillness, that quietness, and tuning into the body when the body is what feels uncomfortable might not be the most helpful thing in that moment. Those can be great tools once the body is in recovery, but to go internal when the internal landscape is what feels dysregulated sometimes can be counter to what you're wanting to accomplish. So the same can be true if all of the worries or things that you're thinking about are external. Maybe you're a person who always has a constant tab and list of everything that needs to get done, and you're noticing all the things in your environment around you and it's stressing you out. So this is exteroception. If you are highly dysregulated by external sensory experience, loud crowds, things like this, excessive lights and smells, turning internal, going into interoception and spending time breathing and doing internal work like meditation or hypnosis can be a really helpful tool in those moments. So I want to give you some examples of each type of nervous system regulation that you could choose in the moment depending on what you're experiencing. If you're experiencing like racing, looping thoughts and you find it hard to get out of your head, going into meditation into your brain space may not be the best time to do that when you're ruminating. So when you're ruminating or your mind is overly active and you're internal focused, we want to get you out of the body and actually work with the physical body. So this might be something like rocking, movement of dance to music. This might be walking in nature, focusing on something external outside of yourself. So if you do want to sit for a moment and calm down, this might be looking and focusing on a candle. Anything to get you out of your own head, putting that focus outside of the internal onto the external. Other tools that can be helpful for this are things like I give in my video about stress relief methods, rubbing the arms, bringing blood flow to the arms and hands, and then the face, and then pulling down on the ears and taking a big deep breath. Anything to stop the swirling, looping thoughts by putting your attention on the body or something outside of the body. Now, the opposite would be true for if you have a lot of external focus. If you're focused on all of the people around you and what they're doing, all the tasks that need to be done in your home and it's getting overwhelming, or maybe you're having an overwhelming sensory experience outside of yourself. When this happens, going internal and doing internal practice can be really helpful. This is the time for working with self hypnosis, working with progressive relaxation through the body, and doing breath work or experiencing a sound bath. This can lead to a lot of quiet reflection and revelation. So, this is the time to choose that type of practice. I hope that these tips really help you discern in the moment what tool will be the most helpful for the job at hand. And if you have any feedback or comments, and if you've noticed this type of partnership working where you focus externally when you're internal or internally when you're externally focused, please leave a note in the comments and let me know what worked for you.